So it's exactly 1 month since young Gus Lamont has gone missing. And still to this day, there is no leads. But Channel 7 is trying to say that little Gus might have wandered further than we are thinking. But what do you think?
All I have in this world is my laws, my word, and I don't break them for no
Rightio legends, Chaos Chronicles, and we're back with another video. And so I am a very minimalist YouTuber today, but we are going to get the job done anyhow. And so it is 1 month today since young Gus Lamont has gone missing, and still to this day there is absolutely no leads. And so today the Channel 7 News have dropped a new theory saying that they believe that young Gus has wandered further than we all may have think that he has wandered. Now, I don't know about you guys, but something still is very, very stinky about this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I feel like it's like a throw off now. Like it's like the family just throwing off to pull all the focus off them. Now, I don't care. I will come out and say that I just think that the family is acting very, very suspicious. The whole country is thinking it. Major news outlets are saying that they think that the family's behaviour is suspicious. And yeah, I 100% believe that the family is acting very suspicious. But we will have a look at this Channel 7 News and let me know what you think, guys, because like I said, I think they're clutching at straws here and they're trying to build kind of a smoke screen, if you will. So this is our latest news update. And like I said before, we have just hit month 1. So we are at the 1 month mark and there is still no leads. Now, I also believe that this bears the hallmarks of the William Tyrrell case. And I believe that, like Gary Jubilant said, and like a lot of people are saying, that too much time was spent in the early days searching when they should have been developing some kind of an investigation. And yeah, like I said, I think it bears very, very similar hallmarks to the William Tyrrell case. Two very young boys that just disappear and off the face of the earth, and it's absolutely just heartbreaking. But the way that they just try and throw off, and it just blows my mind that these little kids can just disappear and not be found. Like it's just baffling. But anyhow, this is the latest Channel 7 update. Let's take a look.
Exactly a month to the day since little Gus Lamont vanished in the state's outback, new theories have emerged about just how far he might have gone.
An expert from Flinders University suggesting he may have ventured well beyond the area that's been extensively searched.
Like, it's crazy that they've come out a month later and said that. It would have been handy if they had have said that on the days of the search, because as you know, they are not searching for the young boy.
The sun has gone down on 2 large-scale searches for little Gus Lamont, now missing for exactly a month. Police and volunteers have covered a 6-kilometre radius from the homestead near Yunta where he was last seen. But according to some experts, he could have got much further.
Over a 3-day period, potentially somewhere between 3 to 8 kilometres.
He was last seen at 5 p.m. on September 27 by his...
That is a long, long way. Now, we're talking about the Australian outback. This isn't the city. This is the very unforgiving Australian outback. And we're talking about a 4-year-old child. Like, that's a very, very long way. I don't know. I'm not an expert at these distances on how far children can walk. I would imagine that, a pretty fit and healthy kid would be able to walk that. But it's different when it's like really, really hot and you're out in the middle of the sun, no water or anything like that. Let me know what you think in the comments.
His grandma playing out the front in sand while his mum and other grandparent tended to the sheep. Police have been working on one theory, that he simply wandered off. And with no access to water, food or shelter, it's unlikely he survived.
You know what I don't get as well? Like, this is another thing. This is the Australian outback. And so a lot of people have said to me that, you know, even from that kind of area of South Australia, it is very, very uncommon that a boy of that age that lived on a farm of that size would be going anywhere without his own dog. And so I've lived on farms before, and it's exactly like that. Like, if that was a farm, a massive operating farm, that child would have his own dog. And yeah, I just think, like, it's crazy that the grandparents can just say that they left him out there and then they were attending to the sheep for half an hour. And like, it doesn't even get questioned. I just don't understand this whole policing and the way it gets done today.
If the child would be able to access some sort of moisture or dew or moist leaves, then that could increase it somewhat beyond the 3 days.
It's hoped the hat or the Minions shirt Gus was wearing may have been discarded if he was lost, confused, and possibly dehydrated. Police are in the final stages of assessing hours worth of drone footage taken at the property using infrared technology to pick up any clues. At this stage, there are no further searches planned, but detectives haven't ruled out returning.
I know that there is still work that is ongoing within South Australian Police. They continue to make inquiries into a few different sources of thinking, but I'm not in a position to comment on beyond that.
But he may have not gone far at all if he was too scared to move.
I think that fear would be an absolute factor, and that would impact on the ability to move and mobility, but also...
Like, that is true. Like, fear would be a big factor. But if this is where this child is living and where he is brought up and around, like, this is something that he is used to. So I wouldn't say that, like, he would be too scared to go anywhere. But, like, I really just don't think that this child has wandered off. Like, they have got professional trackers, everything out there when the search was going on, and they couldn't even find one footprint. So it is literally like, exactly like I said before in the William Tyrrell case, where this boy has just up and vanished.
So around finding shelter.
But right now, there is no trace and no answers, just mystery.
Well, yeah, there you go. Like, I don't know. I'm a firm believer of what they were saying in the early days is, you know, the money and time should be spent on an investigation regarding a child's disappearance rather than a search. Absolutely, the search should have continued, but I'm just saying, I am a firm believer that in the early days, they should have spent more time investigating other leads instead of, you know, it's a disappearance of a 4-year-old child. And, you know, the theories that are coming out are just wild. Like, they've tried to tell us that an eagle took him away, and, you know, then they were leading towards a missing person that was in the area, Benjamin, and, you know, all the theories that get thrown out there. I believe it's just trying to create some kind of a smokescreen. If you ask me, I would say that it's a free speech country, and I would say that that grandmother and the family have a lot more to answer for than what they are actually answering for. Well, yeah, there you go. The latest Gus Lamont update. Unfortunately, it's not the update that we were all hoping. And like I said before, like, I just really don't believe that they all believe this. And I would imagine that in time to come that the real answers would come out. And yeah, like I said, it's a free country, free speech, and I'll be the voice for the people, and I will say it that, you know, it is very, very suspicious the way the family is acting, and I believe that there's just like smoke screen upon smoke screen upon smoke screen getting created here, and yeah, I don't agree with it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. It is 1 month since young Gus Lamont has gone missing, and I would hope that somewhere in the near future that young Gus is going to get found. But as we all know, as these things go on, the chances are getting slimmer and slimmer as the days go by. But anyway, guys, there you go, Gus Lamont. And if you guys haven't already subscribed, please jump down there, shoot me a subscription. That'd be absolutely appreciated. And if you smash that bell icon, you'll never miss any of my clips again. I have been the Chaos Chronicles. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And as always, don't do drugs and crime and you won't end up in prison. We out.